In Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a bill into law, which will probably be challenged in the courts, which effectively bans those under the age of 14 from owning social media. So I assume some age check verifications are going to be involved here. Now, this throws up a fundamental question for me, and that is, what role should the government play in your children's lives? Should the government be able to take this step? And I've been thinking about this quite a bit lately, and honestly, it's not something I think when it comes to this I can answer, because there are arguments for safeguarding our children and keeping them away from social media, and there are arguments against allowing the government to have the power to do that. We as parents should be stepping in and doing that. But anyway, let's go to this article from the Associated Press to see what it's all about. Florida will have one of the country's most restrictive social media bans for minors if it withstands expected legal challenges. Under a bill signed by Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Monday. The bill will ban social media accounts for children under 14 and require parental permission for 14 and 15-year-olds. It was slightly watered down from a proposal that DeSantis vetoed earlier this month, a week before the annual legislative session ended. So yeah, this bill will effectively end social media usage for those under the age of 14. However, it doesn't seem to, in this article at least, show how that mechanism is going to be applied. I assume it's going to be ID age verification. It's going to have to be. Otherwise, what can they do? The new law was Republican Speaker Paul Renner's top legislative priority. It takes effect January 1st of 2025. A child in their brain development doesn't have the ability to know what they're being sucked into, these addictive technologies, and to see the harm and step away from it. And because of that, we have to step in for them, Renner said at the bill signing ceremony held at a Jacksonville school. And this goes back to the question that I asked in the intro. Do the government have to step in for them, or should us as parents be stepping in for our children? My children play Roblox. However, they have parental controls on the Roblox accounts, which means they can't do things like chat with others, because we have decided that it is too dangerous, especially when you see these things like these predators on Roblox claiming to be children, manipulating them. So is it really down to the government, or should we have the onus put on us as parents to make these decisions? The bill DeSantis vetoed would have banned minors under 16 from popular social media platforms regardless of parental consent. But before the veto, he worked out compromise language with Renner to alleviate the governor's concerns, and the legislature sent DeSantis a second bill. Several states have considered similar legislation. In Arkansas, a federal judge in August blocked enforcement of a law that required parental consent for minors to create new social media accounts. It's such a tricky one, and it's such a tricky situation to navigate. And here in the UK, we're not navigating it. This is a Floridian thing, and it will face legal challenges, especially on the grounds of constitutionality, because people will argue this is a breach of the First Amendment rights of children. Although, it's such a tricky one, it really is. Supporters in Florida hope the bill will withstand legal challenges because it would ban social media formats based on addictive features such as notification alerts and autoplay videos, rather than on their content. Renner said he expects social media companies to sue the second after this is signed, but you know what? We're going to beat them. We're going to beat them, and we're never ever going to stop. DeSantis also acknowledged the law will be challenged on First Amendment issues and bemoaned the fact the Stop Woke Act he signed into law 2 years ago was recently struck down by an appeals court. With a majority of Republican-appointed judges, they ruled it violated free speech rights by banning private business from including discussions about racial inequality in employee training. And this will be argued on the grounds of protecting children, but still, I ask, is it the government's job to do this, or is it our job as parents to do this? Anytime I see a bill, if I don't think it's constitutional, I veto it, said DeSantis, who is a lawyer, expressing confidence that the social media ban will be upheld. we not only satisfied me, but we also satisfied, I think, a fair application of the law and constitution. Cara Bowinder, my apologies if I messed that up, a state policy director for the Computer and Communications Industry Association, said in a news release that she understands the concern for online safety, but expressed doubt the law will meaningfully achieve those goals without infringing on the First Amendment rights of younger users. She also anticipated a legal challenge. This bill goes too far in taking away parents' rights. Democratic Rep. Anna Eskamani said in a news release, instead of banning social media access, it will be better to ensure improved parental oversight tools, improved access to data to stop bad actors, alongside major investments in Florida's mental health systems and programs. So there we have it. In the state of Florida, they are effectively trying to ban social media completely to those under the age of 14. Something that in theory, in principle, I am not against at all. I don't think children should be using this stuff, and that's because it is both, yes, granted, one of the best inventions on the planet, but also one of the worst inventions on the planet. It can enhance life and it can destroy life, and children unfortunately are naive. I just don't know how I feel about the government stepping in to do this. And yes, I'm not under that government. One day, hopefully, I will live under the government of Florida. I don't know if this is the government's place more than it's the parents' place. Parents should be stepping in and regulating what their children do online. For example, like I said earlier, we do with our kids and Roblox, because that's what they like, that's what they play. And if you give them the full access to the unfettered version of it, it is essentially a social media platform. They can chat, they can talk, they can send links to one another, they can do loads of stuff. But we make sure that our children, who are on the spectrum as well, we make sure that they have limited access to the features that they can use so that they can enjoy the games that they like playing, but without any of the associated danger of some, 52-year-old named Jeff sitting in his mother's basement pretending to be a 14-year-old girl named Paige. That's the story, that's the news, and I'm going to throw it over to you because, like I said, I'm extremely conflicted about this one, and I would really like to know what you think down in the comments, so let us know. Tell me what you think. And of course, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, click that like button, and don't forget to join me, John, and Natalie all in every Friday night at 9 p.m. UK time. Well, I'm getting out of here, and I'll speak to you all again real soon.